out here assessing damages. Well, it is almost time for the hostas to go to sleep and for me to bring in the plants that I want to keep for the winter. And as I came out here, I saw all this damage. That was a planter that was just brimming over with plant, with well, it was green and it had whitish pinkish flowers on it, and it must be very tasty to the critters. This one, they do not seem to bother, so I am definitely gonna get more of those next year. I'm even thinking, because the deer really like the hostas. We've already talked about this. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it, but it just still flabbergasts me that why I would keep wanting to plant more when they just want to eat them off. So I'm trying to think of solutions besides spraying that deer spray every day, which I am not very consistent with, obviously, which it doesn't always work either when I do spray it. It's, unless I got maybe what we should do is get one of those, get that sprayer behind the four-wheeler and spray with that. But every day? I don't know. Do they sell it in, 25-gallon vats or what? I don't know. Oh, here's another one. Just planted this one. So, yeah. Damage has been assessed. There will be less pruning needed to be done in the spring when I let the hostas die off in the fall, and then I clean them off in the spring, because it's just less work because they're rotten then, or the leaves will then tear off a lot quicker than having to cut them all individually. But yeah, so I'm out here actually because it's starting to get down to about 33, 34 degrees at night. My brother-in-law lives about 20 miles north, and he sent where he had frost in his garden. I'm not worried under the trees here that the frost will happen too soon. But also I think, I don't know if my indoor plants really want, they're cold, and maybe they will kind of stop growing, obviously. So then the other place that I noticed is this one has such cute little purple flowers, and they must have chewed those off. But I will dig these out of this planter. This is an old watering trough, I think, for cattle. Anyway, I use it as a planter, and I will dig those out, which I think I will set you guys up, and I'll just show you what I do. I stick them. I also repot them for houseplants. I give them as gifts. This, again, is the grandpa cactus, and my niece, Doug's niece, would like to get one. So there's plenty of choices because I have some planted there. I have some in a planter over there, and I have some I moved to the front step because it was getting too much water on it from the sprinklers. So I didn't want it to rot, because if they get too much water in pots, they will rot. Okay, so anyway, here's another shot. This was a Dorianthus that was draped all the way down this planter. That got eaten off a few nights ago. But this guy, I think this is called a matchstick. When I first got that, I think there were shoots from maybe here to here. That was the size of the plant. It's probably 6 years old. Just love that thing. Some people say it looks like a weed. I don't know. Oh yeah, here's some. Oh, that's loud crunching in the background. This one is called Sum and Substance. I'm guessing the deer is feeling very happy tummy over that one. But anyway, there's a lot that survive. I'll show you the pretty ones. This one they don't seem to bother. Well, at least we'll know tomorrow morning, maybe, if they decide. Maybe I'll spray that deer smelly rabbit stuff too. These are pretty. The ones that are more bluish in color, they don't bother as much. However, one of those new ones I planted was a blue hosta for that reason, and maybe it's because it's a new plant. I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to update you on how this all goes. So in the fall, I take in any plants that I want to keep over winter. And sometimes I use this station over here. I call it the propagating station or the plant recovery system, because there's some pothos that weren't doing real great. And so I just stuck them in here. And now look at, they're going to make some nice little house plants that I will give as gifts. I have a little cactus that's doing its thing. Here's another one of Grandpa's. And there's one of Grandpa's. Here's another pothos that pretty much was just a root. And now it's got some nice leaves. So also the poinsettia. Ooh, he didn't like that cold weather, did he? Okay, time to take the poinsettia in. So we'll see if that thing will turn. I think it had pink flowers, so we'll see if that'll turn. But okay, so I'm just gonna set the camera up now and just show you how I dig things out, and then I will repot them with indoor potting soil in pots. So. Alright. So, what should I do first? I don't know if I have a pot big enough for this one. Let's do the poinsettia first. Oh yeah, definitely. Wow. Or else it was the wind. It could be the wind too. That. See some of the brown tinged leaves. It's been very windy, so it could very well be the wind also. That caused damage for that. And I got all these beautiful spider plants that will not survive the winter out here, so get the root ball. I always leave the dirt on too, just so that it has a really good base. Here's the pothos. Plant recovery. It did very good. So these are house plants in Minnesota. Oh, looks like one of Grandpa's cacti came up as well, but this has an amazing start here with the roots. So this one will probably be a good one for Callie. Oh, look at these guys. I'll show you. Okay, here's this is another style of the pothos, but so I just put the stem, or it was like a trailing, and there's a whole bunch of little babies starting on there. So this is just kind of like my kind of farm in here. And I'm just placing them in my new cart I got this year. Okay, what's this? So this is what the deer were chewing on, but these have little bulbs in them. And I'm trying to think, my girlfriend gives these to me, and I call them shamrock. I think they're called shamrock ivies. The shamrock flower, because they have the shape of a shamrock. But yeah, you just bring these in, all the leaves are going to die, but I'll plant these bulbs, and they will just grow new leaves, and then there will be more flowers blooming in no time. So it looks kind of pathetic, but as long as you've got the bulbs, you're good to go. So now this is coleus, and I guess when I looked at this is when I thought, oh, it must be wind, because you can see how these leaves have been tore. It's been super windy. Yesterday was extraordinarily windy. And actually, from the last video when the Finland guys were out here, and it was quite windy that day, and he must have been out in this area for a couple days. He's like, is it always that windy here? We said, no, but quite often. Hurricane-like winds sometimes. But yeah. Oh, look at here. Here's a little succulent that I just stuck in here hoping it would survive. It's survived. So So that's kind of my fun little fall thing I do, is gather them up. I don't necessarily have to repot these today, but I will get them into the she shed so that they're protected from the outdoor cold. It takes me a couple days to get them repotted and everything, but I think it'd just be best if I start the process, because it is October, what is it? 7th, I think. October 7th. So anyway, that's kind of my process. And oh, this guy's, they didn't get, this is what it's supposed to look like. The purple ivy, shamrock ivy. I'll show you what the green shamrock ivy looks like. I have some of those planted in the ground over here, which I also will need to dig out. I have some bulbs, some dahlia bulbs that are planted down by the lake that I need to get up. Oh yeah, here's the green ones with these little dainty white flowers. And underneath all of that will be bulbs that will be the same as like those purple ones. So yeah, I don't know. It's a fun little relaxing hobby of mine. It brings me joy. I think we all seem like we're always so busy doing and work and what'd you get done today and checking off the list, which I've been doing today. And sometimes we should do things that we just enjoy doing, really maybe aren't like seeming like you're getting something done, but by sharing this with other people, by sharing the flowers, by sharing the hostas throughout the summer, you know, it just is encouraging and brings joy to other people. These guys look pretty good still. So I guess I look at it that way. It brings me joy. As some people say, it's good therapy, which is cheaper than therapy. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy my little area, which is kind of big actually. I think I have over 300 hostas in here. So next year, I'm going to really focus on figuring out a really good way. I hope not to spray every single day. I know that's been a really good tip, but the problem is there's just so many of them that it's hard to spray this much or sprinkle out things or whatever. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll be in touch.